The self-focused parent, everything revolved around them. Their needs, their moods, their image, their life. The younger self learned to shrink, to stay small, to be quiet, and to avoid making them upset. But now you get to take up space. You matter. Hi, bright soul. If you're carrying the ache of childhood emotional neglect, the absence of the parent you needed, or the pain your younger self carries today, take a deep breath. You're in a safe place. I'm Beverly, a survivor turned owner, a messenger of grace, and a life coach who learned to let God meet and heal the younger me. Now, I want to help you understand your story. I want God to restore and heal your inner child, and I want you to take ownership of your adult life. So grab your journal and your favorite drink. Let's settle in, let's breathe, and begin.
Before we get started, please note, this podcast may include discussions about emotionally difficult family dynamics, including emotionally absent or unavailable parents. Everything shared here is for educational and motivational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional mental health advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please seek support from a licensed professional if you need it.
Hi, Jesus. I just want to come before you today and first thank you so much for allowing us to be together, allowing people across the world to be able to gather in one place and receive your words, receive encouragement, and be able to understand what they actually went through. I thank you for just meeting us in the moment. And as we step into today's episode, I just ask that you open the hearts of everyone listening, give them the truth and clarity that they need, and then heal their hearts and soul from the pain that they've experienced. I ask you to help us release the emotional burdens that we were never meant to carry. And finally, God, I just ask you for your wisdom as we explore the wounds that created us and gave us the perspective that we have today. Guide our thoughts, guide our emotions, and just remind us that you walk with us every step of the way and that you are here to heal the brokenhearted. In Jesus' name, amen. Hi, bright souls. So this month, we're uncovering healing from an emotional absent parent. We are digging in. I hope that you're ready to receive the things that I've learned and experienced over the years, and the ability to break it down for you so you can receive it. But we're still going to follow the same path. On Mondays is motivation. Keep it light, introduce you to the week. On Wednesday, I'm going to break it down in wisdom. And on Friday, you're going to get some facts. So we're going to be diving into different types of absent parent behaviors and the patterns that shaped who you are because of it. It's going to answer the wounds that you've experienced. And it's actually going to help you understand why you were pushed into survival mode too early. I don't want you to stay stuck in the past, but I do want you to understand the roots of your wounds, and I want you to reclaim your God-given identity. So, Move Forward Monday is going to be all about helping you shift from survival mode to taking ownership, from reacting to your life to leading your life. In Bright Soul, you can't take ownership without getting clear about who the people were that shaped you. So, Move Forward Monday is going to be all about helping you shift from survival mode to taking ownership of your life. It's going to help you from reacting to life and having you actually lead your life. You can't take ownership without first getting clear understanding about the people who shaped your early emotional world. See, in homes that are shaped by emotionally absent parents, you have learned to become what your parents never were. You became steady, responsible, and far too grown too early. But here's the turning point: you don't have to stay in survival mode. You can take ownership of your life. You know, Bright Soul, you have learned to carry everyone else's emotion, but I want you to take now, this moment, this starting point, that I want you, this very moment, to learn how to carry your own with grace. And I'm not talking about living and doing the responsible thing that you've always been doing. I'm talking about getting past that and living in a freedom that you deserve and being educated on why it has happened. So let's get to it and let's do the work. Before we go any further, right souls, I just want to give you a gentle definition so you know exactly what I mean when I say absent parent behavior. I'm not talking about the perfect parent versus imperfect ones. I'm talking about the patterns that left you emotionally on your own, even when someone was physically in the room. Emotional absence shows up when a parent can't meet your heart, can't hold your feelings, and they cannot offer the steady presence every child needs and deserves. Physical absence shows up when the parent is gone, they're inconsistent, or they're unavailable. They're unavailable in the moments you needed them the most. Right, souls, this is not something that we're placing blame to. We're not blaming the parents. We're not out to get them. I'm here to give your younger self the words that your parents never did for what you lived through. And that will help you finally understand your story and move forward with strength. Clarity is what frees us. So, moving from survival mode into ownership gives you the opportunity to tell your story, and it helps you lead your own life in freedom. You're not here to stay stuck in what happened. You're here to understand it. You're here to rise above it. And you're here to move forward with strength that comes from truth and not trauma. Now that we understand what emotional and physical absence looks like, Bryso, I want to take you a little bit deeper. There are 17 signs of an emotionally absent parent. 17 different ways a child can be left carrying more than their heart was ever designed to hold. So this month, we're going to walk through 8 of the most common patterns. I don't want to overwhelm you, but I want to help you understand your younger self and finally recognize what your younger self lived through. When the child in you can say, "Oh, that's what happened to me," then the adult in you becomes free to move forward and you begin to gain strength and inspiration and understanding. I'm going to walk you through the 8 different patterns and I'm going to give you a little bit of definition behind them. We're not going to go into detail today, but I do want you to understand what I'm saying as we go forward. As we walk through these patterns, just remember that this is light. This is just an introduction. You're not here trying to relieve anything at this moment. You're here to gently recognize what the little one inside of you went through and give it a name. Sometimes adding a name and a face to a problem, it helps us to move forward with clarity. And that's what we're going to do this week. So, for the emotionally shut down parent, this is the parent who couldn't connect with your heart. They were cruel, they were closed off. Your younger self learned to silence their feelings because there was no safe place to bring them. Bright soul, you don't have to stay emotionally quiet. You get to learn connection now. For the overwhelmed, checked out parent, this parent was physically there, but mentally gone. They were tired. They were drowning out their own life. Your younger self became the steady one, the helper, the responsible one. And again, you don't have to carry everyone anymore. You get to rest. The self-focused parent, everything revolved around them. Their needs, their moods, their image, their life. The younger self learned to shrink, to stay small, to be quiet, and to avoid making them upset. But now you get to take up space. You matter. The inconsistent parent, they're warm one day and cold the next. They're very unpredictable. Predictable love for you is never guaranteed. So the younger self learned to read the room to find out what kind of mood are they in today. So instead of being a child, you were being intuitive to the emotional adult. You were almost like the psychologist. You get to build consistency in your own life. The parent who confides in the child, this is the parent that treats you like their friend, their therapist, their emotional support. Your younger self carried adult-sized secrets and sorrow. You get to put those weights down now. They were never yours. The physically present but emotionally missing parent, this is the parent that provided food, shelter, and routines, but there was never a connection. Your younger self felt invisible, unseen, and emotionally alone. You now deserve to be seen, and you're learning how to see yourself with compassion. The parent who avoids conflict and hard conversation, now this parent shuts down. They just totally disconnects communication when emotions arise. So your younger self, it learned to suppress needs to keep the peace. Now you get to speak up and speak out and advocate for yourself. And you're going to learn how to do that gently, bravely, and without fear. The parent who prioritizes work, ministry, and others over the child, they're really busy, they're distracted, and they're always serving and performing. And those are one of the masks that we talked about. Your younger self felt secondary. You did not feel like you came first, and therefore you had to earn a place, the first spot in the life of the parent. You don't have to perform for love anymore. You get to receive it freely. Finally, the missing parent. The parent who was simply gone. They were either physically absent, emotionally unreachable, or never involved at all. Your younger self filled in the gaps where they were missing. You did this with imagination. You did this with blame. You did this with longing. Their absence was never a reflection of your worth. You were always deserving of love. I want to take you over to Matthew's chapter 19, verse 13 through 14. Then the people brought little children to Jesus for him to place his hand on them and pray for them. But the disciples rebuked them. Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." Bright souls, I want to talk to that little person inside of you. Jesus made it very clear that children matter to him. He welcomed them and defended them, and he said the kingdom of heaven belongs to them. The kingdom of heaven belongs to you, to the hearts like yours. That means your little one, the one who felt unseen, unheard, or unprotected, you always matter to God. Bright soul, while I have the attention of the little one inside of you, I want to speak to them gently. You are safe right now. You don't have to hold anything together. You don't have to be the strong one. It's okay to let the grown-up take over. But for this moment, I want to speak to your younger self with kindness. Children are a gift from the Lord, a reward from Him. Psalms 127:3. Every good and perfect gift is from above. James chapter 1, verse 17. Their angels in heaven always sees the face of my Father. Matthew 18:10. Jesus told his followers that the greatest people are the ones who serve with love. Then he wrapped his arms around a little child and said, "When you welcome a child, you welcome me." Mark chapter 9, verse 35 through 36. You see, bright soul, even in all the cloudiness that surrounded you, God never lost sight of you. He protected you and He cherished you. He called you His. You were never forgotten, and you were never unwanted. You were always worth loving. Now that we've named these patterns and spoken gently to the little one inside of you, I want to shift us into Coaching Corner. This is where we take everything we've talked about and turn it into one small, steady step that you can carry into your week. Remember, this isn't about fixing your whole story. It's about giving you one tool, one truth, or one practice that helps you move forward with clarity and compassion. So let's take a deep breath. Let your shoulders drop. Let the younger you rest for just a moment. Coaching Corner is for the adult you, the one who is learning, healing, and leading your life with strength. Now that we've named these patterns and spoken gently to the younger you, I want to give you one small step you can take this week. Something light, something that is doable, and it will help you move forward without pressure. I want you to practice noticing, not fixing, not judging, just noticing. At some point this week, when your feelings arise and your memories start flickering, I want you to pause and I want you to ask yourself, is this my younger self speaking or the adult me? That's it. No deep dive, no heavy unpacking, no trying to figure it out. I just want to make you aware. Because the moment you can tell the difference, the moment you can say, oh, that's that little one inside of me, you've already taken a step towards healing. See, awareness is movement. Awareness is progress. Awareness is strength. And Bright Soul, you don't have to do anything with what you notice. All you have to do is acknowledge it. Just acknowledge it. And be gentle. Don't try to tuck it away. Don't try to analyze it and figure it out. Just acknowledge it with kindness. Let the younger you be seen. Let the younger you know, I see you. Let the adult you stay present and in control. That is your gentle step for this week. So, Bright Soul, before we wrap up today, I want you to take one more breath with me. Let it be a slow one and let it be soft. And let it remind your body that you are safe. You've just done something brave. You listened to the truth. You listened to something that your younger self never had words for. You're getting clarity. And we're going to do this without blame, without blaming your parents, without blaming yourself. And you are going to allow the little one inside of you to be seen. For some of you, this is going to be for the first time. For some of you, you've had the little one tucked away for so long, that is the first time it's going to be seen. But I want you to hear this with your whole heart. I want you to receive this. You are not defined by the absence you grew up with. You are defined by the strength that you carry now. You're defined by the God who saw you, protected you, and called you his long before anyone else knew how to show up for you. And Bright Soul, you are growing, you're healing, and you are leading your life with more courage than you ever realized. Let that steady you this week. Let it remind you that every small step that you take is a movement. And a movement leads you to victory. You're not doing this alone. You're doing this with God, with clarity, and with strength that's going to arise in you every day. Well, Bright Soul, that's my time. And I hope you have a wonderful and blessed week. Well, Bright Soul, I pray today's episode met you with God's gentleness. If something touched your heart, I would really love to hear from you. You can leave me a review on Apple Podcast, or you can send me an email and share what God stirred in your heart. Or if you want to go deeper, you can order your Bright Soul Bundle Journal. It's on sale this month. It's a quiet way to meet God and meet yourself. Join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as we keep healing with God. Until then, Let your soul breathe.